know you how I come through with the 1-2, kicking shit like kung fu. Treat a bad bitch like she average. I'm a savage, little hoe, what you want do? I'm about cash, if the raw fast, I'ma get that little nigga by any means. Mama complain about my ball man.
What's good, hood? MasenkoG, and we back in here doing what I should. We back with another video, and today here to talk to you guys about Xenoverse 3 and some things I want to see out of it. Now, I know they're still dropping DLC and everything for Xenoverse 2, which I'm not a huge advocate for. I know, like, C-Reacts has said, and don't take this as me coming for him, I know he said before, like, we should be happy that Xenoverse 2 is still getting content, because that means when Xenoverse 3 comes, it'll be that much better. And, you know, I disagree with him on that point. You know, the thing, my mindset I see about it is like, okay, say you're in school, right, and you get a B on an assignment, and your teacher was like, you know, you did good, but if you redid a couple things here, and here, you could get an A. But at the same time, that teacher has assigned 3 more assignments. Are you going to just keep redoing that assignment until you get an A, or are you just going to move on and do the new assignments? Okay. Point being, I think it's time for them to move on after they've already announced we're getting the Broly movie DLC. It's time for them to move on. Anyway, so I just want to get into some things I want to see. Now, you may have heard some of this stuff, you know, other people's videos. I haven't watched a whole lot of other people's, you know, Xenoverse 3 videos, so I don't know what they have in there, but you might hear some things that, you know, you haven't heard anyone else's videos of mine, so you keep that in mind. Just listen all the way to the end. So first, I'm gonna start off with the necessities, like the literal necessities. Like the number 1, get rid of unvanishables, fix the Trunks cheese. I don't want to see that in Xenoverse 3. Like, that's a necessity. That needs to be gone. Another thing, any move with super armor in PvP, get rid of it. Not needed. Limit burst with super armor, not needed. Limit burst, period, I'm not a fan of. But if it was, it's really just a super armor one. The other ones, like the auto health one, that's annoying and stuff like that. Super just guard, whatever, like that one's annoying too. But the super armor literally just it has to go, period. Another thing I'd like to see is cooldown time on block mashing. A lot of people probably won't like that, but literally people just spam blocking online trying to get a perfect block, and there's no punishment for it. Same with snap vanishing, you just spam it, no punishment for it. You don't lose stamina or anything. But I just really like to see a cooldown on block mashing. So, like, say you spam it too much in a little bit of time, you can't block, you're open for anything, you're just getting hit. The next thing is this is the obvious one too, netcode server maintenance. That I don't even think I need to elaborate on that one. Everyone at this point knows, like, Xenoverse, terrible netcode, mediocre servers, which, believe it or not, are a huge step up from Xenoverse 1 to 2. So it's progress. Number 3, banning modders, cheaters, and boosters. Now, I'm primarily on, well, actually, I'm only on Xbox as far as Xenoverse goes. PS4, I hear y'all down bad with the modders and stuff. I can't relate, but I really feel for y'all. I really do. I'm sorry for y'all. Them dudes all need to be banned. I know they said they are going to do something about it, but I've heard that they haven't. They need to be banned. Like, it's just some things that, like, I don't know how, like, other games do it, but, like, when certain things are registered to a server that aren't supposed to be for the regular player, like, the server detects that in some games, like, it insta bans someone. So, like, say, like on Call of Duty, for example, let's say if there was a glitch for max prestige and I was the only person that did it, and they would detect, oh, this dude has moved up 10 prestiges or whatever, I don't even know how many it is on the new one, in a matter of seconds, they would just instantly detect that, and I'd probably be banned within the next couple hours. That we need something like that in Xenoverse to ban modders as far as moves and everything. Boosters too. All them dudes are corny. Like, after in them tournaments where people grind, they shouldn't even be able to match up with the same person back to back to back. that also another idea I had, we need like a player system so like we can rank the matches. So like, let's say I'm fighting a guy, he'll have like a 1 to 5 star scale. If he's a 1 star, he has like bad connection, he's really cheesy or something like that. 5 star, he plays straight up nice dude, you know, and then everywhere else kind of falls in between, you know, like, okay. And the next thing we're gonna get into on this list, characters. Now I know this is such a basic request, we need more characters, but hear me out. My characters list is not going to be the exact same as everyone else, and this is why I say that. I've never heard anyone's character list. Now I could be wrong, but this is just me. Of course I want like Oob and, you know, like Roshi, like everyone else, like characters like that. But in this, the Xenoverse games are based off of the Dragon Ball Heroes timelines. I don't know if everyone's familiar with that, and if you are familiar with it, chances are you're familiar with it because you play Xenoverse. So we have all these characters at our disposal. We see Mira, Toa, Fu, the Supreme Kaya Time, you know, people like that. We even have the Time Patroller Trunks and Time Breaker Bardock. Why can't we get like Zeno Goku? Why can't we get like Beat? You know, like, I'm not familiar with everyone in Dragon Ball Hero, you know, Cumber, even like to a lesser extent, Golden Cooler, stuff like that, I think would be dope as far as content wise. Another thing with, like I mentioned, Oob, that I want to see is transformations amongst characters. And by that, I don't just mean like the only real transformation, pure progress, I guess, Potential Unleashed and Super Saiyan. Like, I guess if you consider Golden Frieza and Purification or whatever, but like those don't even count for, those are only CAC. Like they don't even count for cast characters. Like you can't pick Final Form Frieza and transform and go gold. Like we have Android 13 and we can't even get the Super Android 13 form. Like why? His costume's in the game. Like baby, don't get me wrong, I'm glad we have Baby in there, but like, and this one may be unpopular, but like, why can't he transform to the gold, like the golden great ape? That's his final form, truly. Like Giants, I know that one's real hit or miss for people, but I mean, if incorporated right, that could be nice. Giants, I'm not huge on that one, but it'd be nice to see in Xenoverse 3. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep it moving. You guys let me know what y'all think about that one. As far as, you know, the tournaments in Xenoverse 2 are, they are all pretty much like, well, they were intended to be like grind based. Like, you know, I'm gonna play this tournament all day and get rewarded for it. Most of them are, you know, people just boosting, but it is what it is. So another thing they need to have, in my opinion, they need to have bracket style tournaments, kind of like how Fighters has. You need to have, like, so say there's an entry time and then there's a certain amount, like say an hour or two, and you just play within this tournament. Like even Storm has those, like you can set up tournaments like with the bracket style. I would like to see something like that, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I think people who grind the game should be rewarded, but that shouldn't be the only people who play the game that are getting rewarded or grinders. You need people that are just good at the game that maybe not always have the time to grind, could, you know, get a tournament too, and they can have a shot at winning whatever the rewards would be. Moving on, let's get to everybody's favorite thing, the CAC. So, the CAC, I have a lot of things I'd like to see change. A lot of these are things people have mentioned. A lot of these are things people haven't mentioned and things like that. So, start off, I seen, well, in the last update, the last free update, C Reacts, I know he mentioned this in his notes, that because I remember watching the video. He mentioned for us to, you know, to be able to change all our CAC, or be able to use all our CACs by only loading one up. And that was a great feature. I'm glad they added it, but to expand onto that, we also need to be able to customize all our CACs, clothes, QQ bangs, and moves in one fell swoop, like in one screen. Because now, like, so say, like for me, I have all my characters unlocked on my Masenko, so I usually use him. But let's say I want to use my Frieza and I want to change something up real quick. I have to load my Frieza, then go all the way back to my Masenko, and then like it's just time consuming and everything. It would just be more convenient if it was all on one screen. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, you guys let me know what y'all think about that, but I'm pretty sure most people would agree with that. The next thing, more customization, just period, point blank. So we need, like, I feel like with my male Earthling and my male Saiyan, I don't even like using them as much as I used to, because I feel like I literally look like everyone. And I get in Dragon Ball franchise, a lot of people do look like very similar. I understand that, but like we just need more hairstyles and, you know, like facial features to be able to be added on, like hats, just some, we need something so everyone doesn't look the same. Like, I'm pretty sure if you were to, let's say you go online and you fight with your CAC, if you have like especially like a male Saiyans and Earthlings, if you were to fight with online with them, everyone else is going to look like you. You're probably going to see like 2 or 3 people that legitimately look different, but everyone is going to look the exact same. Right? So even with like transformations, like if I pick a hairstyle, when I go Super Saiyan, my hair stays the same, even though in the show everyone's hair goes up and spikes up and stuff like that. We need that. That'd be a great feature to be added. Everyone's asked for that. I'm pretty sure everyone asked for that in Xenoverse 1 to 2, and everyone's asking for it in 2 to 3. So I'm pretty sure that's only a matter of time before that gets added. Another thing people asked for is more transformations, like Super Saiyan 4, Red Eye Namekian, since this technically is based off Dragon Ball Heroes, things like that. Some people have asked for absorption for Majins. Don't know how that will work, especially in PvP, but yeah, things like that. I mean, you guys can be creative with this one. It doesn't, all the transformations necessarily don't have to be canon. Just go ahead and be creative with this one. Another thing I'd like to see, we have the Frieza race, Arcosians, the Majins, you know, things like that. Oh, speaking of with the Majins, I forgot to mention that real quick. Male Majins, why do they have to be fat? Can I make a buff looking male Majin? Like, technically speaking, Kid Buu was Majin Buu's true form, and then he absorbed that fat Kai. You know, he absorbed the one Kai and he got buff, and then he absorbed that fat Kai and became fat. So, like, can our base form like be Kid Buu, or like can we make them buff? Can we just have a choice between buff, skinny, fat, kid looking, and then the female Majins are fine. But anyway, moving on. Next thing I wanted to mention, basically, I want to see a Kai race implemented. I don't know what their stats would be, like favorite tours, but I want to see like we have Zamasu, we have Supreme Kai of Time, even we have Supreme Kai, Elder Kai, all them. But basically, I want to see a Kai race implemented into the game, and I think that'd be pretty dope. In addition to the ones we have now. Another thing, I haven't heard a lot of people mention this. I seen this, I looked this up just to make sure, and I seen one video on this. Hybrid races in Xenoverse 3. Now, I want you guys to think about this. Technically speaking, if you were to make a Gohan CAC, what would you make him? You'd probably make him 9 times out of 10. You would make him a Saiyan, but he's half human too. He has those human abilities. So could we get like a half human, half, you know, Earthling, half, I said half human, half Earthling, that's the same thing. Half Saiyan, half Earthling. Could we get a half Namekian, half Majin, half Kai, half human? Like, I think this stuff would be dope. Like, we've technically seen a Kai fuse with the Saiyan. I mean, technically. I think stuff like that would be dope. Y'all let me know how y'all think that is. But another thing with those, so like say, like with male Saiyans, their strikes are incredibly like, they're basically like their strike skills are basically like boosted. So, and then let's say like with the Frieza race, they're known for being high speed and having, you know, like high key based attacks. So if I was to mix like a Saiyan and a Frieza race, they're not gonna have, you know, both. They're gonna have like they're not gonna have like just super high in both. They're gonna be balanced in both. Like, so their strikes will be kind of good, and then their speed will be okay, and then key would be okay. But let's say their health just really sucks or something, like something like along those lines. I think that would be cool. Another thing, as far as the CACs, everyone has mentioned this, like literally everyone, customizable auras and the ability to change colors of attacks. So like if I wanted my we've seen red Kamehameha, we've seen a rose, we've seen a yellow one, we've seen a blue one. If I wanted to make a green Kamehameha, just let me do that, like whatever. Like at this point, I think that'd be cool. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Obviously, we couldn't do it on all attacks, like Soul Punisher / Stardust Breaker. We can't really change the color of it. I mean, I guess you could. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that one as well. Fighting stances and custom grabs. It's another thing I like to see. Like, I don't know why, I always think of when, you know, when Goku and Vegeta first fought and they were posted on the rocks, and Goku was like, you know, even an outcast can surpass the elite if he trains hard enough. And then like he would just pose. I want that pose on my CAC. That was so tough. Like the way he squared up, like he was ready. That was so tough. I want that on my CAC. I really do. And custom grabs, that's another thing. I mean, everyone has mentioned that. But to take it a step further, because a lot of people want custom combos, I understand that probably would be a lot. But I think we should have like at least an option of, let's say, 3 to 5 different combo strings. So like every male Saiyan hits the same right now. Let's say there's a male Saiyan preset 2 to where their combos are different. That's you know, a second, a third. I say up to 5, possibly. Maybe that's doing too much, but at least 3. I think that'd be dope. Another thing, I'm not going to talk about this one too much. I'll leave the link to this video in the description, actually, because I made a video on this before, and the homie Church Stain did too, and I didn't even know until after I made mine. But a game mode, like an additional game mode I've mentioned, is like a tournament of power type game mode, to where, you know, they could basically, like, I don't want to say copy Fortnite, and a lot of people are probably like, ew, Fortnite, PUBG, Battle Royale. Just watch the video, let me know what y'all think, because I think it would be a creative idea. And another thing, I don't know if Bandai / Dimps has the server capacity to even pull this off. I'm not saying it has to be like 100 people, maybe like 50, let's just say. Like, let's just say 50, yeah, because we know how Bandai, especially Dimps, but Bandai games servers are as a whole. So I don't want to overdo it with that one. And the last thing, I've never heard anyone mention, and I literally mean never. If you have, I'm not saying it hasn't, but I've never heard anyone mention this. Please add a replay mode. With like where I can like change the camera angles and everything and see stuff, because oh my God, if I could do that with my CAC and certain things, you know how much more creative my Xenoverse videos could be. I just see the potential in it now. Like, please just add a replay mode where we can just, you know, scale in and out. We can free roam with the camera. We can have it locked on a certain position, like whatever. Like, we need something with a replay mode in this game. Now, that's pretty much all I have on my list. If there's anything you guys have that you haven't thought of, or that I haven't thought of, I should say, leave them down in the comments below. You know what you guys think about the video. Like it, comment, share with your friends that also play Xeno. Subscribe if you're new around here. You know, we don't play Xeno as much as we used to, but we still upload Xeno, you know, every now and then. I still can have fun on that game with friends. By myself, not so much. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. If you made it this far, it really rocks with you. Matter of fact, if you made it this far, comment whatever type of phone you have, or if you don't have a phone, type whatever gaming system you have down below in the comment section, just so I can know. I really mess with y'all. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Let's get it.